What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition here, and I've got a cool surprise for you. This is the Rossi Brawler, chambered in 45 Colt, or it can also shoot 3-inch 410 gauge shells. So let's check this out. Now, the reason I even bought this gun in the first place is someone gave me just a box of free ammo here, 45 Colt. I'm like, I don't have a 45 Colt gun. And they're like, well, me neither. So I was like, well, okay, I'll just keep it. So I checked AmmoSeek out just to find what is the cheapest 45 Colt gun that I could find. And what came up was this single shot Rossi Brawler. What's cool is that it also shoots the 410 gauge. So I also get now second caliber that I can shoot. So I want to do a little bit of a review of this. I did add a red dot on it, a green and red dot from Amazon. It's a cheap little one because it's a cheap gun. I'm keeping everything cheap here. This is from Fayyachi, and it's a cool little reflex sight. I don't have any problems with it. I've had similar ones like this before, and I know they've worked or they've been fine. And so I've been trying to sight this gun in at 27 yards, 27, 30 yards with the dot. And I started off, anywhere you can see the tape is where I was kind of trying to line it up a little bit more. But I could not get this thing a really tight group here. I had a couple here, and then I had these other flyers here. I had one in the middle before I moved the target on top of the cardboard so I could see more of what's going on, because you can't see your shots much in the wood here. So I did have one close to the bullseye, but I was not able to get a tight group at 27 yards, and I was using a slide and everything else, a nice steady hand. I'll show you guys that too. This one is not getting the best pattern for me with 45 gold with that Blazer ammunition, the hollow point, jacketed hollow point that I showed you earlier. But in general, I guess it does do a good job, more or less. Close range. This is a 9-inch barrel. We're going to go check the velocity out here in a little bit, but that's the best I could do. I don't know if anybody else has done better, or if this gun is just not that accurate or what. I'm just keep moving the sights around just to try to get closer to this. Every time I do that, I'm like further away, and I'm not even moving it that much. And I'm not that bad of a shooter, especially off of a bench rest. So the dot, I'm always aiming here, but I'm getting a little bit of a bigger spread here. Now, some other cool things about this gun, let's just go over it. It's a nice silicone grip here. I really like that. It's not slippery out here on the range, and it's got a nice silicone backing here, the blue one there. And I think that this texture reminds me of Sig Sauer's grip textures, and it looks pretty much identical. I can put a side-by-side maybe as well, but it is all rubber, and it does really feel good. And it's got a little bit of finger grooves. They're not super aggressive, so I don't mind them too much. Usually I don't like finger grooves. Other than that, all polymer here wrapped around the metal frame inside. Easy to put the safety on or off. You can see that this is red. When you have the safety off and on, you don't see that, right? This is a break action gun, as you might know. The rear sight is horrible in my opinion. It's really short. It really blends in with the front sight. You can't really see it. So that's why I've got the optic on top just to kind of help me out. The barrel is pretty neat design here. It's circular but flat on both edges here. And it does come with that Picatinny rail, obviously. This here is not rubber. This is plastic. And again, with that texture that reminds me of Sig Sauer's hand grips. And this just hinges right here. So what's neat about this is when you push this down, this is how you open the gun. You can pay attention right here. You'll see this pop out. When that happens, it pops the shell out, and that's pretty neat, I think. So it helps you eject all those shells. Now, the way to use this, it can be a little bit complicated if you're not used to it. You are reminded that you always have to cock it before you shoot, because if you don't, you won't be able to see your rear sight anyways. But if you use an optic, now you always have to really remember that you cock this back with safety on, by the way. There's nothing loaded, you saw that. And then you can shoot, because you can't shoot this if it's in double action with the hammer up, right? So you pull this down, and it's a nice, crisp, and immediate break, in my opinion. Not too bad. Now, let's say you did have a round in the chamber and the safety is off, but you decide that you don't want to shoot. So what you can do is put the safety on, and you can't pull the hammer back or pull the trigger. Or let's say that you were ready to fire with safety off and you didn't want to do that. Well, go ahead and put safety on and keep your thumb up here and pull the trigger slightly. And it just brings the hammer off of your trigger mechanism in there, and you can't shoot. And if you want to shoot again, just cock it back. I'll show you again. Just press this back and safety on, or off, I'm sorry. And then you can go ahead and go again. So it's kind of neat there where you got a little bit of a semi-decocker where it decocks it a little bit there to protect you if you want to carry that around loaded. Because other than that, you cannot open this. I'll show you this to get the round out. So let's say safety's on, it's decocked, but you cannot push this down to open it, right? Now, if you cock it back, you still can't do it. Safety off, you have to just do it like that to open this up, okay? Even if the safety off, you can't push that down. And it's kind of dangerous to do it like that, like you do revolvers, and people do it all the time, but you can do that if you want to safely do that. Okay, I think that's enough of the gun. This button here that opens it, and I think it's a little hard to press down, but it doesn't take much to press it down to open it. Maybe that'll break in, or you just need stronger thumbs. So it's pretty good. Let's do some shooting, a couple rounds or whatever through the chronograph and show you guys how that looks. Okay, so we're gonna load a couple rounds in here. I do have my chronograph on, and it does say that it is 53 degrees out here and 74% humidity for those that care. I'm just curious to see what is the velocity out of this 45 Colt 200 grain jacketed hollow point from Blazer, since it has pretty much no velocity information on it. And we're really close to the chronograph, so we'll get some good muzzle velocities out here. And while we're at it, I'll try to shoot that target again to see how accurate it is. We're only about, I would say, 18 yards away. Now it doesn't kick that much as a 44 Smith & Wesson in my opinion, and wow, that velocity was 2,640. There's no way. Let's clear it and try it again. And it's pretty neat. Chucks these things out pretty far. Try another one. I like to hold it like this. Some people are holding it like this. I've never shot like this. Let's just see, compare the differences, how I feel. And I don't know if I like holding it there. The gun kind of slipped forward like that a little bit. Yeah, why does the velocity say 3,555 feet per second? Maybe I'll step back a little bit. I don't know if that's too close. We might be too close to it as well. We'll double check it, okay? So I'm a little bit farther back from the chronograph, about 10 feet now. 902. Okay, that sounds a little bit better. Let's do a couple more so we can get some velocity, better velocity measurements, or better velocity measurements. 902. 917, 920. All right, so you're hovering around the low 900s, 917, 920. And so I think, you know, this could be a great little hunting gun as well. Going out there and you get one shot. I mean, pretty much that's all I need when I hunt anyway. One shot. So as long as you get this sighted in, I don't think you're going to hate it. I was able to snag this for under $2, and that's the only reason I bought it, to burn up this ammo. But now that I have it, I'm obviously going to shoot it some more. Keep a low stock on it because it's not going to be something I want to shoot all the time. But yeah, nice little handy little gun. Looks like a, I don't know, a Tomahawk like this. Throw it or hit somebody with it. Looks like almost like a boomerang in this position. I think it's a pretty cool looking gun, I think, handgun. Any negatives? I think just that it's single shot, but other than that, I mean, that's just the way it's designed and built, right? If I didn't want a single shot, I wouldn't have bought it, right? But it's a pretty neat little gun here, pretty simple, pretty easy to use, and it does not recoil that much. Even one-handed, it's not that bad. I'll show you that real quick as well. And it being kind of front heavy really helps with the recoil. So let's move on. All right, we got our fellow gun guy here joining us on the channel. He's donated this iPad here, and he wants to just blow it up and shoot it. So let's try first with this 45 Colt, see what happens. See if it's a clean hole or if all this shatters. We'll see how good this Gorilla Glass from Apple is.
Oh, went right through it.
Not bad, that thing is not bulletproof. It will not save your life.
Right through the back of it.
I mean, what do you expect? I mean, I'm sure a 9mm would too, but that thing's got a lot of, I like some good power or whatever.
Hit it a few more times.
That's what you want. I mean, this is smooth at least. You're not going to cut your finger. It's kind of like a bulletproof glass.
Oh, that's kind of sharp.
Yeah, there in the mid edges, I guess. So were you aiming dead middle?
Yeah.
All right, maybe the thing is sighted in pretty good now.
Give me a 5 on diesel.
All right, we are back again really quick here. I was able to find some 410 bore really quick here before I was able to get around to editing this Brawler video. So since I have some ammunition, I'm at the range right now, let's go ahead and take advantage and take some shots with some 410 2.5 inches, 1,300 feet per second, 7.5 shot Birdshot, and see how it shoots through here. And then we will have a more complete video, I guess, more or less, because you guys want to see as much information as possible, I'm sure, on the gun versus watching separate videos, right? All right, so let's see. Here's the Brawler again. This is a 410 Birdshot cartridge here, nice and slick. You can open that up, and as you can see, you just pop that in like usual. You see that? And then It fits in there fine. It says Birdshot. Let's go ahead and try it out. Safety's off and we are cocked. And let's turn up the optic here. And I don't know, I've never shot 410 before in my life ever. First time is going to be out of a handgun, I guess. So let's see how much this recoils, how much I'll be able to handle it. And I'm probably about 15 yards from the target. I doubt there's going to be anything I can really see on the target. I'm just using green circles. And I think my battery is dead because I don't see a light. Oh, there it is. It's very, very, very faint. So I might have to go change the battery. Be right back. Let me change the battery and then we'll actually let's shoot it because we have the hammer cocked and you can't really decock it unless you safely do that, but let's just be safe and fire that off. Wow. Okay. That does kick, woo, and it throws those shells out. Don't aim it at your face. That does kick a lot more than a 45 Colt, let me tell you that. But you know, it does seem manageable. That rubber grip seems like it kind of helped absorb some of that recoil, but let me go ahead and change this battery out and we'll come back to you guys. Well, I actually don't know if the battery was dead or not because I just put a brand new one out of a packaging and it's about the same brightness. So I don't know if it's because it's super bright day or in the sun behind me or what. I don't know, we'll try it again, but let's go check that target out. Like I said, I was about 20 feet away using Birdshot, aiming at this target right here. Nothing is on it right here. So you're gonna have to shorten your range if you plan to use Birdshot 410 gauge on any size target, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know, I might have seen some, I can't really tell because I don't have a whole, like a fresh sheet of cardboard or something up here. But yeah, let's, we'll do a couple more shots just so you guys can see and get the feel for it for Birdshot. And I'll just stand like right here, which looks to be about 10 yards. And then we'll see if at 10 yards, you can actually get some kind of pattern on a sticker or something like that. That's a 3-inch sticker, by the way. Okay, got our 3. I just brought 3 shells out just to get closer here. And we'll try it from about 7, 10 feet away. All right, I can see my dot on the green sticker, aiming right in the middle. I see nothing. Let's try it again. If not, we'll go 7 yards or so. All right, here we try it. Let's try it again, see if we get something on paper. Well, that time I see it, but they're all on the edges. Okay, here's the sticker. You see 1, 2, 3, and 4 pellets of Birdshot right there, but I can see a little bit more here in the wood, one there, some there, with there. A lot of it kind of went down in this area too, but I was aiming here in the middle. So we got one more shot. Let's stand a little bit closer as well and see what happens, okay? We're probably at 5 yards now. I just love how those things just get flung out of the chamber. All right, here we go. Keep your hand away from the muzzle there when you load it back up, just in case, you know, something were to happen. I think that could be a safety thing, but just keep that always in your mind here. All right, so yeah, if you're gonna kill snakes at such a close distance, this will probably work because the pattern gets a little bit better, of course. So here you go. The pattern is a lot better. You guys remember the original picture or the original sticker just on the edges there. But yeah, so the gun is made to shoot 410 gauge, but you know, I don't know if I fully recommend it or not because I mean, it has such limited usage in a 9-inch barrel like this. Plus it's a rifled barrel. I don't really know what's going on inside the barrel with the BBs once it's coming out. But yeah, your pattern, you're gonna have to be close to whatever you're shooting at if you want to see anything with Birdshot, at least with my experience with the Winchester ammunition. I'll put that on the screen, what kind of ammunition I'm using here. But guys, I also have one more surprise. I guess we can call it a surprise. So the manual says that do not shoot rifled slugs, 410 rifled slugs out of the Brawler. So I don't know why. I mean, when I bought the gun, I didn't know that because none of it's really in the description. But if you're like me, you read manuals and stuff like that just so you kind of understand the whole gun and all the little features and stuff. But it says don't shoot rifled slugs. And you know, that felt like it wasn't too bad. I mean, if it had 1,300 feet velocity, and I don't know if the pressure's on here, but you know, you look at the slugs and it says that, and I was hoping there's pressures on here, but I don't know what the pressures are, if they're about similar or not. Maybe it's more. This does say, by the way, choke and trajectory data. Rifled slugs may be fired through any choke, but improved cylinder is best. Well, this is not a smooth bore barrel and there's no choke on it. It's a rifled barrel. Yeah, I don't know. I got this, so I wanted to try it, and I'm not gonna stand and hold it. I gotta figure out how I can maybe put this gun maybe on here, wrap it up, and be able to pull the trigger just in case something bad would happen. Yeah, so I am prepared to destroy the gun if that happens for you. All right, let's go ahead and try and set it up and see what happens, just because I don't see anybody on YouTube shooting rifle slugs, so we have zero data or any information as far as I'm concerned. Couldn't find any information on what happens if you do shoot a rifle slug out of a Rossi Brawler or not. So hopefully we can find out together today. Okay, so I have this thing bungee tied up to here. It's all I really could bring to the range today or really think about. But let's go ahead and take a look at it just to see what the condition of this is first before we go ahead and shoot it, just in case something happens. But right now, everything looks good, obviously, but we're gonna see what happens when we shoot that slug through it, okay? All right, safety's off. Now's the moment of truth. I am willing to destroy the gun for you guys. Let's cock it, and then we'll go back and try and pull it. Well, that seemed like it was fine. However, the gun just kind of fell off of the bungee straps that I had on here. Just took it out. Obviously a little bit of scratches just from being dropped, but I'm looking this over before I eject it. Everything looks pretty pristine. Let's go ahead and try and take the cartridge out. Yep, no issues. Let's take a look down the barrel. It just looks quite dirty in there. You guys probably can't see it, but I'll take a picture of it in video or something to show you guys. It looks like I don't know, the end of the chamber wall. I don't know if that's the start of a rifling or if that's a dent or what, but I'll try to get a picture of it, show you guys what I'm talking about. But also, let's see, the rifling still looks pretty well intact. It is a lot smokier, pretty dirty. I did bore snake it earlier, and other than that, I don't really see any other damage. The muzzle end looks all right. There are no cracks or splits. I don't see any cracks in this at all. Nothing here is broken. The welds look good, and no, I didn't flag myself. The muzzle is pointed up. But the welds here from the barrel to this bottom part here, same on this side, the welds are not cracked or broken. The plastic around the metals here is still intact. Everything looks good. I think I might try this now really quick with shooting it in my hand. What do you guys think? And then we'll see what the recoil is really like if that's gonna happen again. All right, so let's go ahead and try one. This hinge still seems to work fine. Let's check the trigger. Safety's off. It's empty. Seems to work fine still. Okay, let's go ahead and try it. I'm a little nervous, but for you, I'm doing it. Shooting a rifled slug out of the Rossi Brawler. Okay, when I shot that, I did notice a big fireball out the end. But in general, that felt pretty good and solid. Take it out. Things still look good. I would say that you could probably safely shoot a rifled slug out of here if you really needed to. Now, I don't know how much that's going to help you or not help you. I don't see a slug hole on my target there. And who knows if the rifling of the rifled slug is working against the rifling in the barrel, causing bad accuracy. You're just going to have to test it on paper and see where you're at, how you're doing it. But the point of it was just to see if the Rossi Brawler can safely fire rifled slugs. Now, maybe they put it in there to not fire it, just to kind of cover themselves for a little bit. I don't really know. I might reach out to them to see if they can tell me why you can't shoot rifled slugs out of it, or if there's something that's rated in this or something that's not rated for it. We will see. But right now, I shot 2 rifled slugs out of here. The first one without me behind the gun, the second one with me behind the gun. It feels like I think it's 44 Magnum revolver or something like that. But the weight of the gun really kind of helps with that recoil. I didn't feel like this is, actually it probably feels less than a 44 Magnum, because I remember shooting that gun and that really kicked. But this one, the weight of it really keeps it settled down in your hands. So there you have it, guys. My test or my shooting with a rifled slug. Not really condoning you guys to do it or telling you guys to do it, just showing you guys that I did it twice without breaking it. Not saying that yours won't or you won't have any issues. So take this video with a grain of salt. What you see is what you see. Think, make your own decisions and opinions from it if you wish. So leave them down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. All right, we're deciding to use the rest of this iPad for some other guns here today, but let's just wrap this up. This gun is not too bad. I would give it, you know, for what it is, also a pretty high score, maybe a 7 out of 10 or so. Maybe some improvements could be this plasticky feel, but I don't know. I haven't had any malfunctions, any problems with it. This grip feels great. The weight is nice, and I think it'd be a great gun for hunting. It's got some other purposes for it too, I think, you know, snake shot or whatever. It does shoot 410 gauge. The manual does say do not shoot slugs out of it, so it's kind of weird. This is a rifled barrel. It's kind of uncommon to shoot shot and stuff like that out of rifled barrels, but maybe we'll give it a shot. Overall, great gun, I think. You're not going to be dissatisfied, I don't think, for the price. And you can watch cool shells fly out. So anyway, if you guys like this video, go ahead and click like and subscribe. Give me any comments. If you guys have any comments, let me know how accuracy is with you. I think, you know, it is challenging to hold the gun a little bit steady if you're not using a rest, but the accuracy is pretty decent, I think, for a $200 gun. So we'll see you guys in the next video.
The apocalypse.